back to my channel. I'm Tariq. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and to watch my previous videos. So today I'm going to be talking about what makes a person. So lately, I feel like God has been opening my eyes to how similar we really are as people. Like, the visions I've been having leads me to believe that we are all basically seeing from the same eyes. If you look people in the eyes when you're talking, I feel like you kind of can understand what I'm saying. Like, I make it a habit to look people in the eyes. And I've been noticing something about eyes, like, it really doesn't matter what color your eyes are, what size they are, whatever. When you're looking someone in the eyes, you have that same connection that you would have with anybody else, even in a room full of people. That's what leads me to believe that eyes are like, people say windows to the soul, but really they're like mirrors to the soul. You see your soul reflected in other people's eyes, and that's why we come across certain people in our lives, because all those people are reflections of us, whether we like them or not. So, what makes a person? What makes us this thing? So I came up with this list of traits, qualities, and/or characteristics every person slash most people share, proving that essentially all people are people regardless of skin color or anything. That includes like white people, like we're all the same. So in this list, we share a head, a body slash a vessel, and a soul slash spirit or a life force. In the head, we have the brain, which is a very, very powerful organ. It's a muscle. It receives like transmissions from the spirit world, and that's basically what makes us think how we think. It's consciousness. The brain is a container for consciousness, basically. Consciousness can be expressed in a lot of different ways. One expression of consciousness is the mind slash ego, the self, and the higher self slash witness slash God. So the mind slash ego is like, it's this thing in your head concerned with preserving this 3D identity and participating in this play at life, and derives a sense of security from identifying as the person slash personality. It remains attached to its own projections and illusions. That's the ego mind. That's this thing that keeps us trapped in the matrix, basically. If we give into it, we do have power over it, but if you decide, you can give your power to the ego and you can be trapped in the matrix. Consciousness is basically like, think about space. That's like consciousness. It's just like this vast, like endless, infinite, like kind of like entity. When you look at space, you see it's all dark matter. That kind of makes it an entity because it has all that energy. Like consciousness is like this. What I wrote is observer consciousness, a place of inner peace that is capable of transcending and separating from this constant spinning of emotion and drama we go through all day. So the constant spinning of emotion and drama, that's the ego mind. And then consciousness is the witness of all that. When I say the witness, I'm referring to this man named Muji on YouTube. I've been watching his satsang, and he really basically draws out the point that we as people are God. He doesn't say those exact words. He says that we are seeing from the place of the perceiver, basically. Like, we are the witness. Like, we are this point further back. If we allow ourselves to be, we can just step back and see that the things that we are seeing out in this world, they're not happening directly to us. They're happening, or what am I? Yes, they're not happening directly to us. They're happening to our body, basically. We are not our body, but we are. We are expressed through our body, but we come before our body. We are consciousness. All of us are linked in consciousness. Consciousness is basically God. Consciousness is basically like the web. Imagine like a web connecting all people, all things, like all things in nature, plants and animals. Imagine like our minds being connected in a field, and that's consciousness. And that's inside of our brains. So we are really very powerful. Like, whatever you think, you attract. You can create anything. So our minds have to be powerful because that's a real thing. You could really manifest things. But people are taught and conditioned to not understand that they can because someone is trying to hold us down for whatever reason. And I think it's aliens, honestly, because it wouldn't make any sense any other kind of way. Because we're just chilling, we're people. Then someone comes in and just starts to try to control us. Like, definitely some alien activity going on. In the Bible, the carnal mind is like the ego mind. The ego mind is referred to as the carnal mind. The carnal mind is the flesh. It's not spiritual. It's mostly concerned with its passions and appetites. It's sensual. It enjoys carnal pleasures. It's like the body. It's like, oh, I want to eat everything and smell everything, and I want to have sex, and I want to drink juice, and I want to, like just experience the things that physical life provides. Because in the spiritual world, our spirits, we can't eat. We can't have physical sex. So it's really actually really cool to have a carnal mind, but we can't let the carnal mind be like taking over our whole lives. Like, that's kind of crazy. In real life, that's crazy. But in the Bible, there's a verse, Romans 8:5-6. For those who are according to the flesh, set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who are according to the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. For the mind set on the flesh is death, but the mind set on the Spirit is life and peace. And doesn't that sound exactly like if you let your ego run your life, then you're going to be in hell, or you're going to be just like super death. For the mindset on the flesh is death. It doesn't feel like anything. It feels like nothing. If you live, every one of us have lived the life of the ego. Since we've been growing up, we've been conditioned to live the life of the ego. How many of us have wanted to kill ourselves or hurt ourselves, or how many of us has felt like zombies or felt dead or felt like we didn't want to be alive or we didn't understand the purpose of life? That's what happens when you follow the ego mind, because the ego mind is just fluff, it's just surface. If you live on the surface, you're going to live on the surface. And that is a us reference. Our bodies are our vehicles. Okay, I'm just going down the list. So if I sound all over the place, I'm literally just going down the list, just elaborating. But our body is a vessel. It's our vehicle. It drives us around this earth plane, and it really needs fuel, energy, and tune-ups. So fuel, energy, tune-ups. Fuel is food, water, good food, and water. Good food is like plants. It could be animals if we did it the right way, but America does not do it the right way. A lot of countries on earth do not do it the right way with like fake meat, like processing plants, all kinds of things like that. It's gross, it's nasty. It's not real meat, so we shouldn't be eating it. Really, honestly, we should be following Dr. Sebi. He talks about alkaline foods. Basically, those are the real foods that we should be eating. But a lot of us don't, including myself, because I'm addicted. We're all addicted to this processed fat, sugar, fake meat, but we're addicted for a reason. It was created that way. Anyway, that kind of food takes away our energy because our body has to process it. And then we don't get a lot of sleep because we are conditioned to stay up all night for no reason. We're conditioned to work 8 hours in a row for no reason, 12 hours in a row, 16 hours, third shifts, just we're not getting a lot of sleep. And then screen time, when you come in at 9, you should probably be going to bed at like 10, but you could stay up till 3 being on screens. But yeah. And then the soul or the spirit or the life force. So God breathed life into Adam. Adam means man in the Bible. And God is life. God is love. God is the universe. God or the universe breathed its essence into Adam or man. So the universe created man. Our soul is what makes us a part of God. And that's the same for plants and animals, for God is the essence of life. The universe is the essence of life. Love is the essence of life. Our soul comes from source. Source is basically the creator. Source is basically, think of the highest image you would have of God. Think of the highest image you could possibly have of God, of heaven, of all the angels, of like this vast eternity of goodness and oneness and wholeness in that source. Yeah. I don't know why I just had that moment of silence right there, because I'm just reading my notes and stuff, but I feel like that was really important to just let it sink in. Like, source is a real thing. people call it heaven, but it's more than a picture of a man sitting on a throne up in the clouds. Is deeper. I imagine it as dark matter. Oh, my daughter. But I imagine it as dark matter, and it's just sparks of individual sparks of consciousness, just all in one space. Being on the point of divinity, people being divine creatures, our head connects our bodies to the spiritual realm because it carries the brain, the mind, the consciousness, all inside of the head with the crown chakra. That is what connects the body to the spiritual realm. The body carries the kundalini, or basically the energy of the spirit / soul, or whatever you want to call it, in points in the body called chakras. The chakras are energy points that create a system located along the spine. At the base of the spine is the root chakra. Red is the color of the root chakra. When you think of the root chakra, which is also called Muladhara, that's its true name, think roots like a tree or mula like money, because the root chakra governs over stability, security, home life, body image, and it's located at the base of the spine because that's your foundation for a beautiful life. The sacral chakra is associated with the color orange, is located in the lower abdomen, 2 inches below the navel. Its actual name is Swadhisthana. When you think of the sacral chakra, think of it sacred, like making love or giving birth. Sacred like those things. The sacral chakra governs over sexuality, abundance, pleasure, and creativity. Next is the solar plexus, or the Manipura. It is located in the upper abdomen, like around your stomach area. The color is yellow. When you think of the solar plexus, think complex, like emotions and self-esteem or body image. The way those things are complex in the mind, the way you see yourself, your body, that is the energy of the solar plexus. Next is the heart chakra. It is the color green, associated with the color green. It's special because it connects the lower 3 chakras, which are associated with materiality, with the top 3 chakras, which are associated with spirituality. It's in the center of the chest. When you think of the heart chakra, think heart as in love. That's why hearts are symbolizing love in this society, because the heart chakra. Um, it's associated with love, joy, and inner peace, and its true name is Anahata. Up next is the throat chakra. The color for the throat chakra is blue. Its true name is Vishuddha. Think throat like speaking, listening, tasting, smelling, like basically the senses. Well, these are the senses that are connected. Tasting is connected to smelling. The throat is connected to, like, if you're having throat problems, you're probably going to be having earaches, and like it's all connected to each other. It's a system. That's the throat chakra. It governs communication, self-expression, truth, and it's like the voice. Your voice comes out of your throat for a reason. Um, the third eye chakra is next. Its color is indigo. Its true name is Ajna. When you think of the third eye, you can think of the mind's eye. And there's a cool song called Mind's Eye by Jordan Rakeel, I think. Is located right here on the forehead between the eyes. Um, it governs intuition, imagination, wisdom, and it can also be looked at as the eye of the soul or the mind's eye. And last but definitely not least is the crown chakra. Its color is purple. Its true name is Sahasrara. Sahasrara. Think crown like kings and queens. They have an air of royalty and divinity. It governs over inner and outer beauty and spiritual connection, and is located at the very top of the head, where I believe our aura comes out, and it's like a crown. And that is all I wanted to say, which is perfect timing because my daughter's waking up and I gotta end this video. But thank you for watching. Have a good day.